And mentored.
Following the inauguration of the National Steel Council, members of the council hold this inaugural retreat.
In 1994, equipment erection.
The guest speaker at the session is the Executive Vice Chairman of the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, and the stalemate on the Ajaokuta Steel Company featured prominently in his presentation.
The Ajaokuta Steel was said to have reached 98% completion as far back as 1994. Had not produced a single steel till date. The steel plant first phase has the capacity to provide direct employment for over 10,000 technical staff and indirect 500,000 for on-skill upstream and downstream employment if it is in operation.
According to World Steel Report, Egypt, South Africa and Algeria are the top steel-producing countries in Africa, while China, India and Japan lead the global chart as of December 2021.
This council must...
Professor Haruna believes the sector is key to improving the manufacturing sector and recommends ways to grow the industry.
Now, private sector can conveniently undertake such investment to fund steel complexes, but in PPP, private public partnership model, because it will not be commercially viable for a private sector to go wholly by itself. There is a lot of incentives that must be granted by government, and the government must patronize that product by blocking the entry of some foreign products.
This is the first time in 40 years that the council will be operational, and the leadership wants to hit the ground running.
First of all, carry out an audit of the assets, both underground and on top of the ground. I mean, like the steel plants and so on. We'll check audit of players in the industry, importers, exporters, millers, and so on. Then when we do that, we'll start from there. But the issue of mining is quite complex all over the world. We'll try our best.
The council is hoping to develop an action plan at the end of this retreat, which will be used to drive its mission of reviving the nation's steel industry.
And that's all from Abuja. It's back now to you, Millicent.
Thank you, Mark Bayogun Yusuf. And the federal government today received the draft white paper on Orosanye report submitted by the Committee on Restructuring and Rationalization of Federal Parastatals, Agencies and Commissions created between 2012 and 2021. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, who received the report in Abuja, commended the committee for the completion of the assignment within the timeline given to them. The committee was headed by a former head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mr. Ebele Okeke.
It is important to note that the high cost of governance in Nigeria and revenue challenges being experienced in the midst of competing societal demands are of serious concern to the federal government. Therefore, all that is necessary will be done to ensure that no sector is neglected. I have no doubt in my mind that the knowledge, experience, and expertise members brought to bear in the course of the assignment will guide the federal government in addressing the high cost of governance and other associated problems. It is also commendable that the committee was able to complete the assignment within the 6-week time frame given to them, which further demonstrate the seriousness and passion members conducted the work. I want to express the federal government's gratitude to the chairman, Engineer Ebele Okeke, CFR, and all members of the committee for their commitment and steadfastness.